Please be aware that the comments, views, opinions shared on this podcast are not meant to diagnose a medical problem and/or legal problem. If you do have a medical problem or legal problem, kindly contact a professional.
Welcome to An Apple a Day, a podcast, a resource, a community. Share your experiences and learn from others as we overcome barriers and learn to live a happy, healthy life with a disability. Welcome to the community. Here's your host, Jimmy Apple.
Hello, my friends. Welcome to another episode of An Apple a Day. I'm your host, Jimmy Apple. An Apple a Day is brought to you by www.famousapple.com. Famousapple.com is the homepage for this podcast, and there you're going to find articles about the topics we discuss. You're also going to find access to our private chat rooms and our private message boards. You're also going to find access to our Facebook page and our Twitter accounts and so much more. We have now important messages on Famous Apple from Medicare and from Social Security. So you might want to check that out over there every week or so, because as new messages come in or press releases come in, we put them right up on there for you. So how are you feeling this week, my friends? You feeling good? Feeling strong? Feeling better than you did last week? That's a good thing. You're on this side of the grass looking down. That's always positive. Hey, I want to say hello to a couple of new listeners. Yes, a couple of more new listeners. First one, he's from Vietnam. That's right. From a city in Vietnam called Dang Nai. I hope I'm saying that right. But welcome to the family here, my friend. And another listener, a new listener in Thailand. So we're still spreading. We're still getting out there. Welcome to the family. I wanted to share a quick message that I got. I got an email from a person, young guy. He's going in for surgery, and he was just, I guess, looking for words of encouragement or something. He's going for arthroscopic surgery, and for those who don't know or aren't sure, arthroscopic surgery is when they go in, they make two little holes, and they go in, and usually it's like they do it on a knee or on a joint where they can cut a meniscus or remove a meniscus. And he says he feels foolish because he's scared. Now, scared? You feel foolish. You're scared. That's a normal feeling. Somebody's going to actually cut you and stick something into you and take something out of you. Why wouldn't you be scared? I hear all the stories. Oh, they've done it 1,000,000 times, and that's fine. And that's a good thing that they've done it so many times. But it's normal. It's a normal human feeling to be scared. And anyone that tells you that they're not scared or they don't fear it, they're a liar. They're full of it. But don't let the fear crowd you. Don't let it hang over you. You got to have confidence in the doctor that's doing the procedure. That's number one. And know that it is a common practice. It's not that I have any kind of great courage. I appreciate the nice things you were saying. All fear is, fear. What courage is fear that decided to pray. You have to have faith in something greater than yourself. And I have a strong belief in God. I'm not an every Sunday churchgoer, unfortunately. I should be, but I'm not. But I have a strong faith in God. So you have to have a faith in something greater than yourself. But to me, that's what fear is. That's what courage is. Courage is fear that prays. And that you got to get around it whichever way you possibly can. Me personally, I try to put it out of my mind until the last minute when I'm going in. And a trick that I use, and I don't know whether this is right or not, so I would check with someone a little bit more qualified than myself. What I do when I'm going in for surgery, no matter whether it's arthroscopic surgery or when they were doing the amputation on my legs, what I did when I knew I was going, I stayed up for 2 days before it. I figured it like this. I'm going to make sure that anesthesia works. And I stayed up for 2 days. I stayed up 24 hours a day watching TV. And this way, when it came time to go to sleep, I had no problem going to sleep. And it was 1, 2, 3. Before I knew it, it was all over. I woke up, and my biggest concern was, where is my wife? And where are my dogs? Those are my biggest concerns. So don't worry that you're scared. Everybody is scared, and anyone that tells you they're not scared, they're a liar. But don't let it overwhelm you. Don't let it cover you up. Think of something else, put it out of your mind, and like I said, believe in something bigger than yourself. Okay? We're going to do something different this week than what we normally do. You guys remember Oscar. We spoke about Oscar months ago. Oscar's the fella that he doesn't believe that handicapped people should have handicapped parking spaces. He doesn't believe if people are handicapped, they shouldn't be going to the mall and walking around or going to food stores and walking around. If they can go to the food store, if they can go to the mall, then they don't need special parking spaces. The guy's a nut. What can I tell you? But he's a nice guy. He had sent us some emails. I read them on air, and I got some responses. Well, I have Oscar is going to join us after the break. He's going to be on the telephone. So he's going to explain his stance, why he believes handicapped people don't need handicapped parking spaces. Now, I'd like your response after it's all said and done. You can leave it in the comment box here, or you can send me an email at admin@famousapple.com. So we're going to get to it. You know what? We're going to take a 30-second break, and on the other side of the break, I'll introduce you to Oscar, and he can tell you what he thinks and why he feels we don't deserve parking spaces. So stick around. We'll be back in 30 seconds. An Apple a Day is brought to you by www.famousapple.com. FamousApple.com is the home site for this podcast. There you're going to find articles about the topics we discuss. You're going to find our connections to our Facebook page, and you're even going to find connections to our private chat board. So take a minute, go over, visit www.famousapple.com, but please wait till the end of this podcast. Don't run out on me now. Let's get back to the discussion. All right, and we're back. Now, this is a first for an Apple a Day. We're taking in our first online interview. We have Oscar. You remember Oscar. Oscar is the guy that told us that he doesn't believe there should be parking permits for the disabled. So we're going to let him explain himself here. Oscar, you there?
Yep.
Well, go ahead, Oscar. Let us know, why shouldn't disabled people have parking permits?
Disabled people shouldn't have parking permits in shopping malls and that stuff. I told you, doctor's appointments are fine. Doctor offices, hospital, places where you need to get in and out, that's great. But if you're going to go into a mall and walk around all day long, why should you be any special than anybody else?
All right, but what about grocery stores?
Like a guy in your case where you're going to go in there in a wheelchair, yeah, fine. But if you're going to go in there and just wander around a mall like most people do, most people would drive around in grandma's car anyway. They're not disabled. I watch them. You know damn well. I go in and watch them. You watch them. And they roll around in their carts and they stand up on the chairs and they get the cookies off the top shelf.
Those are the fat people that aren't disabled. But I'm talking about the people that go, like, they go to the grocery store and they park in the handicapped parking spot and they go in. Now you see them getting out of the car and you're like, there's nothing wrong with them. But maybe they had open heart surgery or they have lung problems or something like that. Now they have to eat just like you and I do. And suppose they don't live with anybody else. Suppose they live by themselves. You don't think they deserve that advantage of being able to...
Not when there's other people that really deserve it. If a guy like yourself gets out of a wheelchair and goes into the supermarket to go shopping, or if a guy that can't walk, can't breathe, goes in there and sits in a chair that they provide for him and he rolls around on that, that's fine. That's fine. He can't walk that far. But a guy that gets out of his car and goes in there and pushes a shopping cart around for 3 miles, going up and down all the aisles, getting $100,000 worth of groceries, I think he's abusing the system. Let him park somewhere else.
Wow, that's hard.
Oh, it ain't. That's fair.
You got someone that had a heart attack.
I don't care. If he had a heart attack, he shouldn't be going shopping. If he's going shopping, he should be walking 3 miles through the shopping mall, picking up groceries, and then crying because he had to park 50 feet away from the front door. That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
Well, how do you expect him to eat if he doesn't go pick up groceries?
He can pick up groceries from the middle of the parking lot, like everybody else does.
And if he's had a heart attack?
I don't care if he had 2 heart attacks. If he's walking through the shopping center, it ain't going to hurt him to walk across the parking lot. Sorry.
Wow, that's harsh.
It's not fair to other people who really have issues that need them spots that they decide they're going to take advantage of because they're not as sick as everybody thinks they is.
Yeah, but you're not a doctor. You don't know how sick he is.
I don't have to be a doctor. I know if a man gets out of his car at the front door and he walks through 9 aisles of shopping and walks back over there 50 feet to his car, why can't he walk 100 feet to his car? What are you kidding? You know as well as I do, I'm right. You've done it 1,000 times. How many times you go into a parking lot and you can't park and you're handicapped, legitimately handicapped, and you can't park where you need to park. And some guy goes in there and fine and dandy.
All right.
And like I said, if you're in a parking lot of somebody in your same situation, you deserve the front load park and go for it. But if you don't need it, don't abuse it. Don't abuse it. Leave it to somebody who does need it. I got 2 bad knees and a bad back, and I parked in the back of the parking lot because I don't think I'm sick enough to have to be in the front door.
So you think that only somebody that's in a wheelchair should take advantage?
No, I think only somebody that can't. But don't walk in there and start wandering around to the supermarket or the mall or anything like that and try to me about how you can't walk around. But you can't walk 50 feet longer from the parking spot to the front door of the mall. That's not fair. You know as well as I do.
All right, let's just change it up just a little bit here. What do you consider a disability?
A disability?
Yeah.
Mentally or physically?
A physical disability that would enable someone to park in a handicapped parking spot.
Somebody who can't go very far.
Like what?
Somebody who can't manage to go any further than it takes to get from the front door to where he's got to be and back to the car again. Whether it's in a wheelchair, whether it's on crutches, whether he needs a cane, whether he's in a walker, whatever the case is. If some old lady goes in there on a walker with a walker, gets out of a car, grabs a walker, and walks into the supermarket, that's fine. Because I know she's going to probably grab one of them carts and sit down and drive around and collect the groceries and go out the same way. But I don't need nobody jumping out of the car, walking around 2-3 miles through a mall, and then turn around and go, I got a handicap sticker, I can park here. That's bullshit. That's not allowed.
Okay.
That's right. It ain't fair.
But
Not in case I'd have one.
well, if you have a bad back and bad knees, why don't you have one?
Because I don't qualify like real people that have real disabilities. Look, I'm not comfortable with it, but I do it because there's other people that are worse off than me.
Well, that's very noble.
Well, very low.
So,
Called ethical. Morals.
but what I want to know is, what do you like? Do you consider? I know you consider an amputation a disability, but do you consider a broken leg a disability? A stroke?
A temporary disability.
What, a stroke?
The same way. If a guy has a stroke and he loses the ability to operate one side of his body or whatever, he's not great. He's not right. He's not going to go in there and hobble around for 3 miles. He's going to go sit down on one of the carts or go in a wheelchair or something. Nobody in that condition is going to walk through the mall like that.
But don't you think?
Enjoy themselves.
But don't you think it's a good thing if somebody that is disabled tries to walk? You know, instead of just going in and hopping into one of those go-karts, the scooters or whatever they are. Don't you think it's a good thing if they try to walk, try to use the cart and push the cart around?
If that's what you want to do, fine. But if you're going to try and do all that and pretend there's nothing wrong with you, then park somewhere else. That's all. Park somewhere else. How many times you go out to the store when you had your prosthetic on, when you were able to walk, and you didn't park in a handicap? You just parked somewhere else because you knew you could walk through there or go into the restaurant and sit down like normal people and do whatever anybody that didn't have a disability did. And don't tell me you didn't, because I've been with you plenty of times when you had your leg on and you didn't park in a handicap because just like you told me, probably somebody needs it more than I do. I can walk. I got a prosthetic and a cane.
Right, exactly.
Well, that's my point. How come you did it?
Because I could. But there's some people, like, you take a guy that had open heart surgery.
Right, got open heart surgery. Congratulations.
Yeah, but
What's 20 feet going to do for him?
it's gonna take 20 feet less of exertion to get in.
But he's still going to walk through 9 aisles in a supermarket that are about 500 feet long. That's
But
not a mile. I don't know if you noticed that. It's a little over a mile walking through any supermarket that we know of, from one end to the other to get all your groceries. If you can't walk an extra 50 feet after walking a mile, then you have issues.
Yeah, but when you first come out of the hospital after open heart surgery, every foot counts.
Yeah.
And if you're going into the store, nobody I know wants to go to the store and just go shopping. They're going there because they have to get food.
Well, you got to go shopping to get food. It's not going to bring it to the front door for you.
Right, exactly. So In other words, that's what I'm trying to get at. You're denying them the right to go get food.
No, I'm not. I'm denying them the right to walk an extra 50 feet.
But if that helps...
I'm denying them. If the guy's not crippled where he can't walk the extra 50 feet, then he's not going into this place. If you notice, any supermarket that you've been in lately, your pharmacy is right by the front door. Okay? You walk in the front door, you go about 50 to 100 feet, and the pharmacy counter is right there. Everything in the pharmacy is there, even at Walmart. Walmart has everything right there by the front door. And a big sign on the front door that says pharmacy, right here. So when you park in a handicap, you're going in the pharmacy to get your drugs or whatever you need. You go in there, you go to the right, left, whatever it is, you grab your crap and you leave. Okay? I get that. I don't have an issue with that. I got an issue with the guy that grabs his shopping cart and walks around the mall for 2 hours and picks up this, that, and everything else, and then has the balls to say, oh, I can't make it back to my car. I got to park in the front row. Come on, really? Be serious.
That we're going to have to do.
I disagree with the whole concept. I'm not taking it away from you. I'm just telling you that some people, they abuse it. They shouldn't have to abuse it. I'm not saying put the security guard out there, moral police, or any of that. They should just know better. So if you can walk around the mall, you can walk to the door. Simple as that.
I think we're going to have to agree to disagree on this because I think that if a person... You know, they don't just hand out these parking permits. They don't just hand them out like candy. You actually have to prove that you're disabled, that there's a reason that you need it.
I can walk into my doctor today if I wanted to, and I can by the end of the session I'll have a handicap permit.
If you actually need it, you'll have it.
How do you go to know if I don't need it? All I got to know, my back hurts, my knees hurt, this hurts, that hurts. I mean, with everything that hurts, I shouldn't even have to question it. But why don't I do that? Why don't I take advantage of that? I'm allowed. I can get a handicap sticker. I'm allowed. I'm not totally crippled, but I'm disabled to a point where, Jesus Christ, I got out of my truck and I walk to the customer. Sometimes my damn hamstring on my left leg feels like somebody stabbing me with a knife. But you know what? I walk right up there and I climb up the stairs, get into the receiving department or shipping, do my business. Hope I can find a chair to sit down for a couple of seconds before I make it back to my truck. I don't have no blue sticker hanging off the middle of my windshield. I don't feel like I deserve it. I don't feel like I need it because I can get there. It hurts. It hurts. So I'll take an aspirin or something.
Well, if you could...
Some people out there don't need it. Like young kids got their grandmother sitting next to them that never even gets out of the car, but get there in the handicap spot.
Yeah, but see, there's that law that if you're driving your grandmother... If you're driving your grandmother to the store, you're allowed. That's why they give those movable placards.
You can park in the handicap spot while your grandmother sits in the car in the air conditioning while you go inside and hog up that parking space for somebody who needs it. Once again, grandma don't need a handicap sticker. He's not going to get a fat ass out of the car.
Well, you're harsh.
There ought to be somebody that says, hey, you're not handicapped. Your mother's sitting right there. She don't need to park in a handicap zone because she's not getting out of the car. Move your car.
There are people.
Where are they?
If
that blue stick is hanging on your dashboard there, how many times you get stopped? You're sitting in the handicap zone, your wife's inside shopping, and you have to open the door and show me, hey, look, I got one leg. What do you want? Okay.
That happened to me.
Hang up your sticker.
That happened. Right, exactly. That happened to me just recently.
I know it did. You told me about it. But my point again is your wife ain't handicapped. She's the one who went inside the grocery store. You're sitting inside in the car. Why do you need to park there? Because I have a sticker. I can.
No, because originally I was going in.
Originally you didn't go in. So move.
A what?
So move.
A move. I ended up moving.
Okay. Well, good. Well, because the guy told you.
No. He told me to put my handicap placard in the window.
You decided, well, I'll just move because there's probably somebody here that's actually handicapped that's moving. That's going in the store.
Not really. I mean, there was 18 other handicaps.
Move your car out of the way. Some jackass 18-year-old jumps out of the car with grandma sitting next to him with a handicap stick, goes in and gets a six-pack of beer and a pack of cigarettes.
I don't know.
But that's okay.
I don't know.
No, you're all right. I'm not taking anything away from disabled people if they're truly disabled.
Well, I just wanted to give you a chance to explain yourself, and you've done.
And I explained myself.
You've done it very eloquently.
Mama told me how to treat people when I'm on the phone.
Yeah. Okay.
You forget where she worked, There's strict policies about, when I was in public.
Yeah. Right.
Curb that tongue. And you know how it was for her to do it.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for being on with us today.
Oh, sure. I still don't have your opinion on this matter.
You know my opinion. I think if you...
I can't agree to disagree because you can't be 100% against what I have to say.
Well, if somebody has a handicap placard, and I know what it means, I know how you have to go about getting the placard. So if somebody has the handicap placard, I disagree with you, because I know for me, even though I had the amputation, before I got it, I have a whole battery of x-rays that are in my file that prove that I do need it. So what can I say? But
I know you need it.
Yeah.
But there are plenty of people out there who really don't need it.
I'm sure. You know what? I'll agree with you. There are some people that don't need it. I'm not going to say there aren't. There's always exceptions to all those rules. But you can't blame everybody for the few. Do you know what I mean?
I don't blame everybody. I just blame the person that goes to the mall. And look, you got to have at least 50 handicap stickers if you go down to Nyack Mall or Newburgh Mall or any other mall. They're all over the place. Handicap parking. I don't care. Fine, great. You go to Walmart, you go to Home Depot, for Christ's sake. They got more handicap parking at Home Depot than cars got bills. Now, here's a guy that's going in there handicapped, and he's pulling out lumber, tools, and he's going to rebuild his house. But yet he's got a handicap sticker. Come on, really? Are these people necessary to have to be able to take advantage of that? Guy pulls in there with his company pickup truck, and he loads up the back of it with lumber and concrete and everything else, and he drives out of a handicap parking spot. Come on, let's be real. I mean, there's no limitations to taking advantage of certain things. You know, maybe 6 months ago, the guy fell off a ladder or something and twisted his ankle and got a handicap sticker. Now it's a permanent fixture.
So, you don't... See, this is what I don't believe with you. You don't believe that... You believe that certain stores shouldn't allow handicapped people in?
No. I'm not saying that one bit. I think everybody in town will fix their own toilet bowl. That's what they feel like doing. But don't go in there with a handicap sticker and carry out a 4x8 piece of plywood with me. Give me a break.
Thank you.
You understand what I'm saying, right?
Right, but what...
I'm not keeping you from going in there and getting a couple of screws to fix whatever you got to fix, or a new toilet drain or something. That's great. Have at it. But don't you dare go in there and throw a piece of plywood on the back of your wheelchair and roll out the handicap parking spot. I'm not interested.
But see, you got to realize the law requires that for
of course it does.
But you're complaining about the number of parking spaces for handicap. The law requires that for the size of the store.
Yeah.
That's for so many square feet. I don't know exactly how it works, but for so many.
How many parking spots is got to be that many? I know. The whole front end is like 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 32 handicap parking spots in front of my Home Depot.
No way.
Handicap parking spots.
No way.
There's 8 rows of cars, and they go in like 4 deep, 3 or 4 deep. Except for down by the garage where they have that section there is for contractors, and like myself, because I get to park there because I'm a commercial customer. Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, but you're not a contractor, so why should you park there?
Because I get commercial stuff. I don't
But-
have to drag my lumber all the way out, and I am a contractor. I buy stuff for my house.
But you're not a contractor. You're not a builder.
I pay my I am too.
You are not.
I'm not. Why not? I have a commercial account with Home Depot.
Yeah, but you're not a builder. Why would you have a commercial account? You're not a builder.
Why wouldn't I have a commercial account? I'm a company.
You're a truck driver.
I'm not a truck driver. I'm a trucking company.
You're a trucking company, but you're not a builder.
Trucking company.
You're not a building company.
I don't have to be a builder. I'm a chef, and I got a card that goes into Restaurant Depot. So come on, fair is fair.
So you're gonna moan and groan about a handicap placard, but you're going and parking where contractors are parking who are out there trying to make a living.
I don't park there.
But you just said you do.
I don't park there.
You just said.
I park away from there.
You just said you do. You just said you can go park where the contractors.
I park. Rewind the tape. I said I can park there if I want to. I don't because I don't go in now. If I go in there with my truck and I'm picking up like lumber, if I'm rebuilding something in my house, I got big heavy lumber. Yeah, I'm gonna park there because I need to. I'm not dragging 500 pounds of lumber all the way back to the end of the yard. That ain't happening. I'm disabled, remember? I shouldn't even be doing that. But because I'm kind enough to not take that parking spot from somebody who is, I'll park where I deem necessary. If I know I'm going in there and spending $1,000 on lumber, I'm not parking in the back row. sit under the building to get it load me up right there, so that ain't working either.
So where are you going to park?
I park where a contractor's park because I have a commercial parking.
But you're not a contractor.
I am a contractor.
How do you figure you're a contractor?
By law, I'm a contractor.
How are you a contractor? Please explain that to me.
Contractor's account with Home Depot, and they let me park my commercial truck in their parking spot so I can load it up with stuff. Just like when I go there and buy tons of wood pellets. I park it right there in the front. They come out with a forklift and flop that pallet of pellets right on the back of my truck.
But you're not a contractor.
How can you say I'm not a contractor?
You're not a contractor.
How can you say that? Why? Because I'm not fixing your house?
Because you're not fixing anybody's house. You're picking up a.
I'm fixing my house.
How are you fixing it? Wood pellets?
Oh, you gotta keep the heat in there.
But that's not fixing it.
Why wouldn't I? Would you go in there with your car and pick up a ton of wood pellets?
Well, I don't have a 53-foot truck, so I guess I'd have to.
Put it on the roof of your Hyundai or whatever you drive around in, and we'll see how long that lasts.
But they're not.
I'm sure your roof can hold it, son. I mean, if the car was upside down, it wouldn't cave in, so why can't you put a ton of pellets up there on the roof rack? They got forklifts, pick it right up, boom, flop it right down there. Just park way over there in the back because you're not a contractor.
Exactly.
I think the forklift driver is going to say, bring your car up here and park it right here, so I can't bring my forklift out there into the parking lot, number one.
Well, why don't you just go to the loading dock, being that you're a truck?
Because I don't have my trailer with me. I just have my truck. Put it on the back of my frame.
Is that safe?
Of course it is.
How do you figure? You do it all the time, but is that safe?
I do it all the yes, it is. Very. It's strapped down. It ain't going anywhere.
Why
would it go anywhere?
Isn't that against the law?
No.
Yeah.
It's not against the law. It's personal property. Personal property makes me exempt.
No, it doesn't.
You see, that's another trick about DOT. You have to know all the ins and outs of everything, how to do things, and it's funny. I can haul my. Remember I had that big boat I had, that big 40-foot boat, 4 feet wide. I can pull that out of my driveway and take it down to the river, drop it in the water. Never needed an oversized vehicle permit. Never needed any kind of stickers on it. Why? Because I own it. It's personal property. It's exempt from any rules that apply. That's why you see these jackasses driving down the highway with these great big boats on the back of their stupid little Hyundais because they're exempt. Nobody stops them and says, hey, you can't pull a 10,000-pound boat with a 2,000-pound car. But nobody tells them that, so they just do it because they're exempt.
I think we're getting away from the handicap parking here, but...
Okay, well, you can delete all that anyway.
Well, listen, I got to wrap this up. But thank you very much for calling in today. And
okay.
we'll definitely get together again. That's for sure.
I certainly hope so.
Well, by all means. All right. Thanks a lot, Oscar. It's been a pleasure.
Same here, James.
All right. Well, there you have it. That was Oscar and his reasons why we shouldn't have handicap placards and a couple other things. He's crazy. Nice guy, but he's awfully crazy. Well, let me know what you think. Again, leave us a comment in the comment box here or send us an email at admin@famousapple.com. And if you'd like to come on and voice your opinion, love to have you. Again, just drop us an email and we'll set it up. Hey, thanks a lot for stopping by this week. I really appreciate it. Let us know what you think about this format. We're not going to do it every week, but maybe once or twice a month. So let us know what you think. And always remember, things can always be worse. There's people right now that are striving to get what you have, to get where you're at. So things can always be worse. All right, my friend, listen, have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you again next week. Hey, thanks again for stopping by. This is Jimmy Apple. Talk to you soon.
Thanks for listening to An Apple a Day with Jimmy Apple, your gateway to a happy, healthy life. Join our community at www.famousapple.com. See you next time.